Hello guys, it's XFA Shogun here, and I'm going to be bringing you my UFC presented by EA. I think it's just called EA UFC. The wish list that I would like to say about it, and the first thing is, when I play UFC, I focus really hard on the career. It's my favourite thing to do. I've done like 50 careers in like UFC 3. And I really like fighter customization, and a big thing for me is shots. I like designing shots, and I like to have lots of brands to choose from. So I think EA, because in EA Sports there wasn't really that much customization, because I don't think that they had the rights to a lot of brands that THQ did with the partnership with UFC, because they done it with Strikeforce, I think, and they didn't really have much brands. It was more like EA made them, the shots. So they'll have Nike, because John Jones and Junior Dos Santos, they could maybe potentially have Nike in it, and plus our normal brands like Bad Boy, Venom. Hayabusa wasn't in UFC actually. Tap Out, Sprawl. What's the other? Doesn't matter. Tap Out, Sprawl, Venom, Warrior International. No, Warrior International wasn't in 3. Well, anyway, you know what I mean. Bad Boy. I don't know how you pronounce it. Jaco or something. A lot of Brazilian fighters wear it. Those shorts are very, very smart. The Hayabusa tight shorts. I think I like fighters wearing tight shorts. I think they're very smart. Like the Bad Boy ones, especially in Shogun, because he's my favourite fighter and I love him. But anyway, I would like EA to put lots of shots in, like hundreds, like at least 50 for each brand. And like, you know how in UFC 3 you were unable to put your unable to put your sponsors' names over your like certain parts of the shots. I think they should just cut that out so you can really go full type with customizing your guy. I forgot to say, we're playing UFC 10 because I forgot UFC 3. We thought we'd give some background stuff. I went Shogun. Jamie knocked me out 3 times in a row. I done quite well to survive against Rampage because he was OP in 210. Could knock any motherfucker out, and that was a big lovely right hand he leathered me with there. So anyway guys, my next thing is that in the career, I think that certain fighters are born with certain attributes. Some fighters have more fast twitch fibers in their arms, which allows them to throw their hands faster. They have better mobility. Some fighters like Dan Henderson just have incredible chins. Like, you can't knock them out. Like, it's like, well, you can, but it's like very hard. Like Dan Henderson never been knocked out. So like stuff like that. Like, so fast hands, fast feet, and chin. Some guys like Cain Velasquez just have naturally amazing cardio. Like, so I think that'd be good. Like, just at the start of the career, you pick 2 traits. Like, say I want to have a striker, so a striker needs to have fast hands and an iron chin. I want to have a brawler, or I want to have a fighter like Leo Machida that has like high cardio and amazing footwork that goes around. Or you want to have a wrestler, so what you're going to want to have is you might want to have an iron chin, and you might want to have like a strength for takedowns, or you might want a guy like Cain Velasquez, fast footwork if you're a heavyweight, rushing right up on those guys, getting them down, beating them up, stuff like that. So I think that'd be good. Just like pick 2 traits, an iron chin, freak cardio, stuff like that. What I'd also like to see as well in the career, like I would like to see a longer career, more than 48 fights. I know it's a bit unrealistic, but when you come to the end of your UFC career, it just kind of ends abruptly. Maybe there can be like more of a come down and stuff. What I would really like to see is like progressive aging on your fighter. Like, cause you would make a guy 18 and he'd be 31 and he'd look 18 pretty much. You can make him look however you want, so more like realistic like that. And like war wounds, like I would like to be able to like get your guy in careers if you get your nose broken, for example. Like, I would like to have him to have a broken nose for the rest of his career. Like, it would be a very rare event, I think, or like, but once it got broken, you had to have the broken nose, because I think it's like war wounds, stuff like that. Or you get a cut, it stays there. So I think that would be a great addition. I would like on a body level, like I'm saying like too much. Like sort of like you would be able to specify your guy's arm length and his like body type, like, because in the game you didn't get to choose their reach, and like some guys, like I can't remember for for examples, right? I can't remember specific examples, but there's fighters out there who can be 2 inches shorter than their opponent and have a 5-inch reach advantage on them. So I think that, and reach is crucial to striking and in jiu-jitsu as well. Guys like Nate Diaz, awesome boxers and great submission artists. So I would like to see like strong customization like that. You get to pick like tone definition of your fighter, like just stuff like that. And what else have I written in this? Yeah. You'd be able to like have lots and lots of hairstyles. Like some of them are a bit limited. Like you'd be able to get, like, you could pick blonde hair, but for instance you could have red highlights in it or something like that. Something like realistic, like black, like Mark Hunt's hair, black hair shaven around the side with blonde bits on the top. I would like customization like that, because we see quite a lot of these fighters with like crazy haircuts, like Dan Henderson and what's his name? Oh, big crazy guy, Heath Herring. He had some crazy haircuts. So I'd like to see like lots of haircuts to like customize your guy. I think that should be a very important part that EA should focus on, because customizing is really important. What I really like about UFC is that there's like people have their own style. Like for instance, Lyoto Machida has very unique style. I would like them to keep it. Like you can have like a fighter that has a speciality in a certain area. But I believe they would take it into more depth in UFC. Like they just give them basically a stance. They don't give them any esports MMA. When they done it with Strikeforce, they gave them, like, if you were a grappler, you had a glass jaw. That was a negative trait. Like you couldn't take a lot of punches, or if you're a striker, you were poor on the ground. Like I wouldn't like them to do that. I'd like to keep it like a base level of everything. So if you went a jiu-jitsu guy and you picked iron chin, like you wouldn't be able to get knocked out. Like, you know what I mean? Like it'd be very hard to knock you out. So it'd be, I lost my thoughts there. Like so like if you pick karate, right, you'll get a wee slight bonus in footwork and like strike speed, but you get a slight decrease in, say, you get a slight decrease in taking punches a bit, and like your strength. But if you pick, for instance, wrestling, you get a slight decrease in how fast you can throw your hands, but you get a increase on your footwork and your strength. I think that would be good. Like keep the true style of the fight, like knowledge of the UFC. Like you could go all boxing and pick a karate stance and you still look like you're a karate fighter. I think if you have the stance, it should go with that. I would like to see like an employed thing like that was in EA. It is a given, it is in every EA fighting game, but I would really like to see like a flash KO or like a flash shot, like a stun. Like say you know how like in their games it was like ringing. So you've seen a fighter get hit right behind the ear and his legs go and he's dancing a bit. I would like to see that. So you'd be like, dancing about, falling about, and you would be able to finish them. Like your punches would have a slight percentage there. Like even if you walked out and you touched gloves, the first punch he threw, you threw a short left hook when he threw out a right hand and it connected first and it stunned them. Then you could hit him with a right and then a left, then a right, then a left, and you could just drop him and knock him out like straight away. Like I think that's like, it makes it more realistic, because you can have UFC fights where you end it in one punch, but it's a very random thing. Like it wasn't there was no skill in employing it. Like, but in EA Sports there was a skill, but some people spammed the power moves. Like I don't think a guy spammed the power move, knocked him out. But I remember I walked out, touched gloves with a guy. He went to throw a overhand right power move after a head kick with Bashard and knocked him clean out first move in the game. I would like to see something like that employed, so it's more striking. Because I prefer the striking aspect of it. I'm sure people will like the grappling, but I think it's boring when somebody humps you, sits and humps you in a game. I think that's all fair and well in a real fight when there's actually something on the line. But I don't like it when people just like sit and hump you. It's boring. It's boring. See, in the career, I would like the commentators to have more creative commentary. Like they would like be like, oh, if you've worked on, say, speed in the gym, they talk about that, but not just like kind of thing like, oh yeah, he was lacking speed in some of his fighter, or he's just been improving his speed, he already had a good level of speed, and they would bring up past events, like say, oh, 2 camps ago he was working on his grappling and now he's working on his striking, so he's trying to become a more complete fighter. Or this guy's lacking in the area of grappling but his striking has improved greatly. Like, I'm not explaining it very well, but I would like to see a lot of creative commentary, and I would like them to like bring up things about the past, like, oh yeah, he was a prospect, like when we first seen a fight, stuff like that. I'd like to see them make media conferences, so it's like you could develop a rivalry with a fighter. So you develop a rivalry with a fighter, and they hype it up in the ring, like, oh, this is like Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz, and then you get more exposure that way. Now I've lost my place, correct? Rivalry. Servers don't disconnect constantly, because CTHQ servers, they disconnected all the time when I was winning. See, when I was I could get humped for 5 rounds straight and they wouldn't disconnect. I'd hear a guy on the ropes just about to knock him out, disconnect. It's like, it's the most annoying. I'd like them to keep this like logos from UFC. Like I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'd like to see them keep the same logos. You know how you got those reversals in UFC 3 where it's like you could keep trying to kick the guy off you, and he would just tap a button, and you wouldn't be able to get him off you, or like he'd get a dominant position. I thought they were the most annoying things ever, because there's people who just spammed that and like you couldn't get them off you at all. I think that if they do implement that in the game, that there should be a limit to it. Like a player would only get 5 reversals per game, and it'd be like they would have to tactically use them. Like, oh, he's got me in mount, when he goes to punch me, I'm going to reverse him. No, instead of like, oh, I've took this guy down, he's going to try and push me off him, I'm going to reverse that, get the side control, then he's going to try to do that, I'll reverse me again in mount, punch me in the face. Like stuff like that. As soon as you got a dominant position, then flip you right over. I don't think that's very fair. It's quite annoying, because ground game sucks. Now, 5 reversals. I think that you should have like an auto sprawling mechanic in the game. Like, there's only so many times you can do it, but like if you've trained to have like 95, for instance, you have 95 takedown defense, and a player has 72 and takedown, and he takes you down just because he spins the stick faster, I don't think he should be able to get you down. That's like annoying. I think they should more emphasize on that. Like, you don't have to spin the stick when you've got 95 takedown defense. You can just sprawl on them like instantly. Nah, I think they should keep. You know how in UFC you can make custom logos and banners. I think they should start allow the content sharing, because that was quite a big thing, that you could get a lot of tattoos. But I think in the customization, I think you should be able to overlap tattoos, and there should be sleeve options and stuff like that. And really, I really want EA to push the boat out at being able to allow you to customize your fighter to full potential. Now, I was thinking about something the other day that I thought was quite interesting. With the new Xbox One, there is an install Kinect, and it's going to be a very highly advanced Kinect. So I think that EA should take full potential of this, and I think this would only be able to work for punches. Perhaps, nah, it would only really work for punches, because kicks, there's some people that can't kick very high. So what I thought is that in your career, to like make your fighter super customizationable, you would be able to like take pictures of you, and then you'd be able to put them on there, and it would look like you were playing the game. Like, so it's the realest thing, apart from actually putting some gloves on and manning up and stepping inside a cage, or like fighting or whatever. So what I thought they would ask you to do like 6 simple punches pretty much, or maybe more, but like 6 simple punches. You've got your jab, so you do your jab and it calibrates everything you do in your jab and it implements it into the game. I think that is capable. I think they are capable of doing that with the software that Microsoft's put into their game and the designers at EA. They would ask you to throw you straight, so when it would look like you were fighting, like your left hook's your left hook, your right uppercut's your right uppercut. And you could do it any way you wanted. You could do a big side uppercut, or you could, instead of doing a fast straight right, you do a looping overhand right. You could have a power shot like that. I think that would be quite a good. I think that'd be quite a good idea. I would find that quite interesting. John Jones was still a beast in this. I tried to go Machida. I lost every fight bar the ones when I was Rampage. So I whipped Jamie when I was Rampage. And I land a 4 kick combination in this next round. And then Jamie uppercuts me and knocks me clean out. UFC 10's weird, man. It like speeds up and slows down, but the thump of the power on it is quite incredible. I'm not even going to say anything about the graphics, because he's always got superb graphics. I'm not very interested in any of that stuff. I'm not very interested in that. I'm just really emphasising customization. And as gameplay features go, I'm quite happy as long as it's similar to EA Sports and UFC Undisputed 3. I'm more than happy, but I do think they should have flash KOs and stuff like that, and that you would be able to, you could see the wear on your fighter throughout his career. Say you have a 50 fight career, by the end of it you look a bit older, you've got a broken nose. I was thinking about like letting them imply training injuries, and then it would be your game would be a bit off. But then I was thinking about like some people wouldn't like that, be inconsistent, and I don't think that'd be a good idea actually in hindsight. But I think they should put more camps in as well, like so you can pick as many camps, like a strong emphasis on customization for this career, because I think the career is the most important. I don't think the online's fun, but what I use the online for in UFC Undisputed 3 is pretty much, I go for a career with a fighter, my friend goes for a career with a fighter, and we see who's better. That is pretty much it. So I'm not really strong online, but there'll be fight camps and stuff like that, and there'll be achievements to get online, whatever. I'll go through and do those. But that's really it, guys. And you should have, what I forgot right at the start is that you should have multiple shots. You can design multiple shots to choose from before you go into your fight. So you go blue shots, or your opponent's got blue shots, because fighters change their shots constantly. So I would have multiple shots to pick from. I also think that because UFC owns WEC, Strikeforce and Pride, you should be able to pick in your career if you start in Strikeforce, WEC, Pride or UFC, and you can be champion in all of them. So you could be like the WEC champion, Strikeforce, the Pride middleweight Grand Prix winner or whatever it fucking would be, and the UFC middleweight champion. That would just be like, you would just feel so fucking empowered. It would be great. That's pretty much it, guys. So thanks for listening. This has been my wish list for UFC 3. I'll have some updates if I think of some more stuff. So thanks and goodbye.